Honestly, like, that's the main reason I'm not doing it is, like, to be honest, I'm pretty mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. I've been competing for a year straight, and at times that probably can seem pretty easy to most people, but it's really hard and really taxing.
Caitlin Clark is making waves in the WNBA, but can the Indiana Fever keep their star player? The Olympic break might bring some major changes. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into Caitlin Clark's situation. We'll explore her remarkable stats, the behind-the-scenes drama at the Fever, and the potential shifts that could change the course of the season. Plus, there's buzz about a basketball legend who might be joining the story. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Now, let's delve into the details. Caitlin Clark is excelling in the WNBA. In the 10 games leading up to the All-Star break, she averaged 18.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 11.4 assists per game. These numbers are impressive. Clark isn't just performing well, she's redefining what it means to be a rookie in the league. Her 11.4 assists per game are extraordinary. She's not only scoring but also elevating the performance of her teammates. However, there's a challenge. The Indiana Fever isn't keeping pace with their star player. With a record of 11-15 in the first half of the season, it's clear that something isn't quite right. While last year without Clark was worse, it's evident from watching the games that the team could be performing much better and could be at the top of the standings. Additionally, Clark has been playing nearly 40 minutes per game in some matches, which is excessive for any player, especially a rookie. Fatigue is becoming evident, to the point where she chose not to participate in the skills and three-point competitions at the All-Star event. Speaking of the All-Star game, something intriguing happened there. Caitlin Clark might be feeling frustrated with the Fever, but she made some significant connections during the All-Star weekend. First up is Cheryl Miller, the legendary coach of the All-Star team. Clark and Miller had a great rapport, and during practices, Miller demonstrated offensive strategies that made the Fever's attack seem basic by comparison. Clark was there, soaking up every bit of knowledge, observing how a seasoned coach operates. But that's not all. Sophie Cunningham from the Phoenix Mercury had some courtside chats with Caitlin, and they appeared to get along like old friends. Cunningham praised Clark's ability to simplify the game for her teammates. All of this happened right in front of the cameras. Clark is witnessing firsthand how other organizations function, how different coaches work, and more importantly, how highly she is valued by the league. This stands in sharp contrast to her experience with the Fever. Clark is receiving attention and respect from both sports legends and current stars, something that seemed lacking for her at the Fever at the start of the season. The big question is whether these new connections will impact Clark's future in the league. The Fever needs to be vigilant because other teams are certainly taking notice. Now, let's turn our focus to the Fever. The situation there is troubling, and at the heart of it all is Coach Christy Sides. Sides is facing significant criticism, and it's well-deserved. Her management of Clark's playing time is questionable at best. Playing a rookie for 40 minutes in some games is a recipe for injury. But the issues don't stop there. Sides' tactical decisions are also under scrutiny. The Fever's offense appears too simplistic, especially when compared to the sophisticated strategies Cheryl Miller employed during the All-Star game. The current approach isn't leveraging the full potential of Clark or the rest of the roster. The pressing question is how long the Fever will persist with this strategy. If changes aren't made soon, they risk not only losing games but also losing their star players. With Clark showcasing her value to the entire league at the All-Star game, time may be running out for the Fever to make adjustments. However, there might be a silver lining. Cheryl Miller, the same Cheryl Miller who impressed as a coach during the All-Star game, is rumored to be a potential candidate for the Fever's head coach position. This isn't just idle speculation. Miller demonstrated exactly what the Fever needs during the All-Star practices. She implemented well-structured offensive sets, double cuts, pick-and-roll plays that made Clark and other stars excel. The difference between her approach and the Fever's current strategies is stark. Miller brings a wealth of experience, having previously led the Phoenix Mercury and the University of Southern California, USC. She commands respect within the league and appears to have instant chemistry with Clark. Imagine the impact Miller could have leading a team with Clark in Boston. With her tactical acumen and authoritative presence, Miller could effectively harness the talent of these young stars and drive significant changes in the team's culture. For Clark, having a coach of Miller's caliber could be transformative, someone who understands the game at the highest level and can help elevate her performance even further. The Fever needs a shake-up, and Miller might just be the solution they need. The pressing question now is whether the Fever will take this bold step or continue down their current path, risking the loss of Clark's brilliance. If they do make a change, it could be just what the Fever needs to become a serious contender in the WNBA, and more importantly, to keep Clark happy and productive in Indiana. The Olympic break isn't just a time for rest, it's a crucial opportunity for negotiations and significant changes. Given Clark's performance and the Fever's situation, there's undoubtedly a lot of behind-the-scenes conversation happening. The New York Liberty and the Phoenix Mercury are two teams to watch. They have committed owners and are investing heavily in their franchises. For instance, the Mercury is constructing a $70 million facility, highlighting the kind of environment they can offer a star like Clark. However, it's not just about financial investments in facilities. The new collective bargaining agreement being negotiated could drastically alter the landscape. There are rumors that rookie contracts might be voided, especially if the salary cap increases significantly due to a new television rights deal. This could mean Clark might become a free agent sooner than anticipated, and with potential maximum salaries reaching up to $1 million, teams will have greater flexibility to attract top talent. The Fever is under considerable pressure. If they don't make substantial changes, such as hiring Cheryl Miller as coach and enhancing the roster around Clark, they risk losing their star player. This Olympic break is pivotal. The decisions made in the coming weeks could reshape the future of the WNBA. Clark is the prize everyone wants, and the Fever needs to act swiftly to retain her. What unfolds in the next few weeks could dramatically shift the league's dynamics. Caitlin Clark is at the heart of it all. She has proven her worth, but the Indiana Fever finds itself at a crossroads. They have a rising star, but they are stumbling in managing this unique opportunity. The Fever's upcoming decisions will not only determine their future but could also impact the balance of power in the WNBA. Will we see Clark leading a new powerhouse? Or will the Fever turn things around and emerge as a serious contender? One thing is certain: the status quo is not an option. Changes are on the horizon, and they're coming quickly. The WNBA we see after this Olympic break could look very different from what we know now. I hope this video has provided you with a clear understanding of Caitlin Clark's situation and the challenges facing the Indiana Fever. The situation is both complex and thrilling. We have a rising star, a team in distress, potential coaching changes, and an entire league watching closely. The future of the WNBA is being shaped right now, and you're following it firsthand. Stay tuned to our channel for the latest updates. As soon as we have news about Clark, the Fever, or any major league moves, you'll be the first to know. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think will happen? Should Clark stay with the Fever? Is Cheryl Miller the solution to the team's problems, or will we see Clark in a new uniform next season? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's start an engaging discussion about the future of the WNBA. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to stay updated on everything in the WNBA, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.